In the last 30 days, I made more than $6,000 with my email, so I decided to make a short course about it. First, I just wanted to share it with my affiliates, but they started responding how awesome the information is. So I decided to also share it with you today. Let's go. Hey guys, I'm back. Because I really wanted to succeed, I decided to take this affiliate program one step further and really teach you a little bit about email marketing and best practices. Most of my sales, if not almost all of my sales, are actually coming from my emails. And emails are super important. So I will show you how to make your emails work for you. And let's start at the beginning. First, I want to address a big elephant in the room. One email doesn't work. What do I mean by that? If you think that you're going to send one email and convert a client, that will not happen because you need to do much more. And basically, you need to do four things. You need to tell stories, paint dream outcome, break beliefs, handle objections. And then you have some other emails like social proof that will obviously enhance this. The second thing I want to speak about is unsubscribers. When I started at the beginning, I was super afraid that people are unsubscribing, but that's a good thing. A, because email software gets pretty expensive the more subscribers you have. And B, because those people are never going to buy from you in the first place. And how you counter it, you just get more subscribers to your emails. So let's go first into some of the best practices in email writing. One email, one core idea. So a lot of people write their emails and they have 10 core ideas in their emails. Before you start writing, you need to decide for one core idea of that email. If it's social proof, it's social proof. It's Q&A, it's Q&A. If it's painting a dream outcome, it's painting a dream outcome. Don't mix and match them because they lose the impact. Second, when you start, always write an email like you're speaking to one person. Like ideally, you should be speaking to one person, your dream customer, or your best friend. I usually take the second approach. So I make them much more conversational and casual. And they work for me. And they work because you build a lot of connection. Third, it's always good to include some sort of scarcity or urgency in your email. Urgency, 24 hours left. Scarcity, only 10 spots available. And this will drive conversion. So if we look here, I think that the best way to convert people is to write a sequence of 5 to 6 emails. And here I share the sequence that I used and I would use if I would be you. So email number 1, tell your story. Ideally, tell the story of how this product has benefited you. Transformation from A to B. Before I used this product, I felt X. After using this product, I felt Y. This works great. And before I forget, each of the email sequence also has an example email inside. The actual email that I have sent and that converted customers for me. Don't copy them, but use them for inspiration. So the second email is painting a dream outcome. Basically, what will happen or how will their life look differently once they start using the product. For example, with Custom GPT OS is saving 2 hours per day so they can focus on their most important tasks. Breaking beliefs. This one is a good one. Everybody has some beliefs, limiting beliefs, that are preventing them from buying your product. Maybe for AI would be, this is too complex. This is only for tech people. So you address this in your email and break that belief. Then you have handling objections. There might be many objections, but usually the price objection is the main one. The best way how to handle the price objection I have found is to compare it to something else. And you will see in my email, I compare it to a VA cost. A VA cost between $500 to $2,000, but you can get my system for $150. And if you buy in the next 24 hours, urgency, you can get it for $75. So this is how you handle price objection. 5th email, sharing social proof. I will share with you some of the social proof I have. This is super powerful because people want to buy what other people have. So anytime you're going to include the social proof, the conversions will go up. And then lastly, this email is optional but works really well, is leveraging time pressure. Action required, 24 hours left. Last day today. And this really drives people who are undecided to buy the product from you. at that point. And that's basically what you want to achieve with this sequence of 5 to 6 emails. Now, a little bit more about email. So every email is structured in a similar way. You have the subject line, the opening line, the story, the segue, and the call to action. Let's first start with the opening line. The best thing I have found is to start with a best friend opener. You're not going to believe this. This is crazy. I'm shocked. I really need to share this. I need to get this off my chest, and so on and so forth. Something that you would say to your best friend when you want to explain a story which is really emotionally driving you, and you would tell with excitement. And this is the same way how you can start emails. You don't need hey friend, hey name, and so on. I found that this is much better. Then you transition to a story. You tell a story to connect with your audience. After you finish with the story, you make a segue. This reminds me of, this brings me to, and then you present an offer. So call to action is, this reminds me of Custom GPT OS that blah, 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 blah. Here is a direct link and you can buy it for a 50% discount for the next 24 hours. Now, once you're done with the email body, final thing to do is subject lines. So writing subject lines is an art, and I suggest you write one after you have finished writing your email. At least that process works the best for me. Best practice is always have 2 subject lines for every email and A/B test them. And all of your email softwares will allow that. So the easiest and most powerful framework is benefit plus curiosity. So biggest secret of all successful creators. So here you are hinting on the benefits, which is, that's the biggest, the benefit is, if I'm a creator, I will learn something new. And curiosity is biggest secret. Also, what is the secret? I don't know. But you have other subject line frameworks that you can use. So for example, numbers, 5 mistakes I made when building GPTs. I use this one. Urgency, action required, 4 hours left, asking a question, are you feeling overwhelmed with boring tasks, bold claim or promise, build an army of AI assistants in 24 hours, social proof, 100 happy customers in 3 weeks, how to save 3 hours per day, controversial, AI will take over your job unless. So these are just a couple of examples of subject lines, but you see where I'm getting. And if you implement just these things in your emails, I promise you, your conversions will increase dramatically, because you're going to be sharing your story, connecting with people, making the offers, achieving high open rates with the right subject lines, and so on and so forth. You can use this to promote Custom GPT OS, and I hope you will do that, but also use this when you're writing your own emails, promoting your own stuff, and really connecting with your audience. I hope this was helpful, and if you have any questions, reach out at any time, and I'm happy to answer them. Let's go.